honestly, before I even do that, I walk in, I'm sensing the temperature. It shouldn't be cold. Right? If so, automatically wonder why that's not working. And so basically what I'm saying is when I first come in, I'm checking the environment. Application. From there, it lets me know or indicates whether something is malfunctioning or everything is perfectly fine. Yeah, I don't mind at all. What's going on, you guys? Sorry it's a little late start, but it's all good. It's Nathaniel Roots here from Tribal Vibe Collection. We're inside the greenhouse here at King University, and we're just going over a few of our safety precautions and first few steps, like our daily routine when we're first getting inside the greenhouse. One of the things that I tell students and volunteers is that when they first walk in, you need to be automatically paying attention to the climate. Is it too cold inside the greenhouse? Is it too hot inside the greenhouse? Based off those quick just questions, you'll know like, hey, maybe the automated windows aren't functioning, or maybe the AC unit isn't functioning properly. And so that is like the first few things that I recommend that you check when you're first walking inside the greenhouse. Next thing will be your systems, making sure your systems are running, looking at your plant health, and seeing if those are telling you whether your system is running down, whether you're low on water, nutrients, or if there's an electrical issue. So going in and checking things out and observing your climate, observing your growing systems, and observing your plants are like the first few things that you do when you're first walking into your greenhouse, all right? There's tons more things to go over, so we'll chop it up some more. Y'all stay locked in. All right, so, again, so when I first walked in, I noticed this one, so I'm like, all right, good. I know we have tropical plants in there, so I'm like, and that seems good. The next thing I'm checking, oh, it was cold. I will automatically think, okay, are these closed? The bottom half doesn't go to the top half, and it's automated based on so it's never with the green on, this is going to be hard to get out. Turns out, maybe you can tolerate it, but not high. So we have the point here, you don't have to do the low setting. So we have pushes it away from the big house because we're fighting the fight that we can't win. I mean, these zillions out there. They're flying all around and they're coming in here and eating the balls. And so, yes, and that would come from experience. Like, you don't even know that food is like, you know, plants are like so close to you.
Well, it's much quieter, and what they have there, there was some times that there were some trees, but there is a distance, like, even further back from that, there is a little bit, even like the forest that was there.
Okay.
The greenhouse to the farm now.
Okay. But also, you know, rodents, mice, human, and mice and stuff. So all of that is to be considered. Outdoors and put stuff around the house. When you are first walking in, you'll, you know, sign in, you'll have this, you're looking over, following up with that with your ID. And so this gives you a kind of guide on what you're doing, getting seat on the floor, yes, write down how to and these few things you can. We're dealing with food in here. Again, I want to be clean and overseeing it. It's dry.
Then maybe we could,
Yes.
so it's integrated, it's really fascinating.
So this will all be here. Weekly tasks. We talk about things now with we have vinegar over here. Sometimes we use vinegar and water.
Okay, great, okay.
We'll go over the cleaning procedure when that comes up. Monitoring, protection, visual inspection, checking underside of the leaves, test, just monitoring so when you first walking in, it's more of an observation.
Yes,
Right? So he's observing everything with the document and kind of notebook. He's writing down what he's saying, before he starts to do these things. If there is any test that you're noticing, again, identify, we do this work too hard, I think. There's treated, there's identifying what may have, we have in this task, things like that. I wanted to do a mechanical and physical controls on it's aerated, so maybe it's suggested, maybe one of the solutions we do is like put
I love how you have all this information now.
With all these systems, location, placement, this
Yes,
right here.
yes.
Every time you go somewhere, grab RCO, this thing is so we would have like this somewhere else, but the size of it, and somebody said that for us, kind of just had, or just had say so, whatever. So,
So you have to really listen at all. You're like, oh, it's enough space or it's here.
well, after the installation, we didn't think this would, go to, yeah, it would be a house. That we know we might adjust, but if not, we try to make do what we can do right here, considering how that functions. This system, I like it. It drips a bit, so having the vibe draining, I feel like it's smart. Again, it's not too, you still feel the heat from it, which is good, it's too cold, but it's not aggressive like it is right in that way. Uh, we needed trellis. We needed a trellis situation. We was able to have these two beams here
Yeah.
to do that. But if it wasn't here, that would be something like that. Figure out how can we create a trellis to support the type of plants that we're going to get. Yes. So
Oh, wow.
keep that in mind.
Having to put on
Yeah.
there.
So these normally you buy the system, this bench comes with it.
Okay.
But this can be made. It's not hard at all. But yeah, normally when you buy a Dutch bucket system, it does have this.
Called the
Dutch bucket.
okay.
Yes. I did not go over that with you. I'm sorry. Do you
No,
know
it's
what this
fine.
is called?
No.
So this one's called an NFT system. Yes. Mutual film technique. So I made these.
I like that.
I made these and you know, they're all in the system. You can take it in. Picture, you can add it to your notes, and each system has a little quick description. I think, except for this one, is a combo of this and like a yeah. So it says bottle bucket. It has two names.
Okay.
Dutch
Oh,
bucket
okay,
and
I
bottle
see it.
bucket.
I see it, yeah.
And then we have our aeroponic system.
Okay. Which is this a tower?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the tower, okay.
Yep.
So I've seen some of these towers and some of the green spaces that we have in
Mhm.
Newark, but
little
it's
different.
outdoors, yeah, and it looks like terracotta almost.
Okay.
The color of terracotta is not terracotta. We did this.
Yeah, that would have been.
It should be heavy as hell, right? Yeah. And so, but I don't see the growers like utilizing it in an optimum way.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like there. But I didn't know how it functions.
Yeah, we'll go over it. I have a diagram that breaks it down, how it functions, and it's super simple.
Is it okay?
Yeah, super simple. Really
Cool,
simple.
cool, okay.
So, real quick, the system is called NFT. I know it's fresh.
NFT,
Well, I
NFT.
mean-
Look at the acronym, look at the acronym, dude.
NFT system. And with your NFT system, or with all these systems, you're dealing with a 35-gallon reservoir. It's a full reservoir. Yes. Reservoir. People do 35 to 55. I believe this is 25 gallons. So that's plenty enough. We end up having to add more water every 2 days. Yes, so then every month we'll take all the water out. Every 2 days we add, check pH, and every month we'll system flush. Yes. And that goes for every system. The only one that I think is title up has its own reservoir built in at the bottom, and I believe that's 13 gallons. Now this matters too because we're adding certain solutions, really based on how much water within it.
You said this is 13 reservoir.
Yes. Now there is some troubleshooting guide and things to avoid in this binder when it comes to the tower guard system. So again, if there's some questions, you can reference this binder. We want to focus on curves. Tower guard, so maybe we can reference these pages and see how we do it. How we build things also matters in some way. That here, like bottom, or top. So there is a technique so that things are covering and shadowing the bottom. introduction stuff. First walk in. Again, I normally have this over here. Got you some gloves. If you want gloves. That's part of the PPE. And I want to make sure I go over this. You got like, dude, you didn't even say that about it.
What was that?
Right? Real quick, again, I think.
Oh, it's obviously, yeah.
Oh, is it wrong? And if you don't mind for some feedback, let me know if my speech is a little choppy. I'm trying to
I don't think
smooth
it's my
out.
favorite too, but,
Trying to smooth out my teeth and make it like cohesive. So, let me know.
something I was saying,
Okay. So,
thank you for that.
yeah, no doubt.
The wiring,
Wiring, you always want to make sure it's not, we're trying to mitigate risk, hazards, none of this stuff too tight where it's hanging up, you know, it's above ground. Yeah, and if you could bury this or just have it covered and unseen, that is more ideal, you know, but
and then you have like a rug.
you know those slip mats from, yeah, the ones from like cooking and commercial kitchens, maybe something like that would be good. And I'm pretty sure I see order that. That's not good. And so yeah, the electrical outlets, water outlets,
The water.
drains, yeah. This works like normally it's all on, but you need to turn it on. Do it lift it up. It's off now.
Okay.
Lift it up. Yeah. Same thing over there.
Will it stay on?
Yeah, we probably shouldn't do that, but we do. We keep it on. Alright. So, you guys watching, somebody asked what kind of plants we have. We have aloe vera, we have quite a few different things. We have tomato plants, we have some citronella, eggplant, neem, beets, sweet potatoes, oregano, peppers. We have a coffee plant, we have papaya tree, we have avocado, sage, rice plants, sugar cane, a little bit of everything. We could definitely expand more, but that's what we have for now. I'm gonna grab my laptop because I'm on reference tutorials. And I might go over this. little system called?
Just bucket.
Nice bucket. Or could be
Um, well,
Vato.
Vato?
Vato.
Vato.
Is that a Spanish? That sounds
Vato? Is it Latin? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It could be. Vato? I don't know what it means though. I've never heard this word yet.
With this, yes, NFT system. This one is, this system is called what?
I call it a tower. But
Yeah, it's a tower garden.
Is it a aerosol? Is it aeroponic?
Aeroponic.
I want to say it the right way.
Yes,
Aeroponic system.
aeroponic system. And this is a combo system, NFT and for seed starting. Well, we kind of just use it for like microgreens or anything like that.
Okay.
All right, so we are going to clean this maybe next week, get the scrubbing, or it might be today. I have some more interns coming in later on.
Okay.
Let's see, let's talk a little more deeper about this NFT system. So these are called channels. 1 channel, 2 channel, each of them is a channel. Our netting pots, obviously, to hold our growing medium.
Okay.
All right.
Do you mind if I-
No.
Okay.
Don't mind at all.
So this is channels, and
This
then
is a
this
channel.
is a netting pot.
Yes.
Okay.
And it helps hold your growing medium. Now you don't need a netting pot per se. We have had rock wool cubes just set right inside.
Say that again, rock cube?
Rock wool cubes, which is your growing medium. Over here you can see the different types of growing medium. We have coconut cores,
Oh,
pellets,
yes. Okay.
and we have the
I've seen
rock
that
wool.
before. Oh, this here.
Yes, that's
Okay.
rock wool cubes. And so this is what we normally use. It's made out of volcanic rock.
Okay.
Super cool.
Oh, wow.
It's spun like cotton candy. I believe we have one right there.
Here?
You want to fill it?
Okay.
And essentially that would, you can bring it over here. Yeah,
Here.
fits right into the netting pot. Not that way.
Wow, it's
Where the
got, like,
hole
lots on the
is.
side. Oh, okay. So
Yep.
you can put the seed in here.
Yes, 100%.
Oh.
And then they'll go right in there. And this is perfect because it absorbs the water at a good, healthy rate. It won't cause any sogginess or water lodging on the seed.
Okay.
And it has nutrients already inside the block because it's made out of volcanic rock.
Okay.
And so there is some
So wait.
minerals there.
So I just wanted to see if I remember the name. So you were saying that
Channel,
this is a channel, right?
yes.
This is the nesting
Netting pot,
netting pot.
yep.
And then this is the volcanic ash
This is called rock wool.
rock wool.
Wool,
And then it has like a hole in the middle there to
Yep.
put the seed.
100%.
And it has the nutrients inside already of the rock
Yes.
wool.
Not every growing medium is made out of rock wool. Some are made, some are called horticulture cubes, and they're made out of a foam.
Okay.
You have to grab that out.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
You said some of them are made out of foam?
Yes, and not made out of this material.
Okay.
And I personally don't like those
Why is that? Is that a
because they
preference
break.
thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
they break down way too easily. This has
Yes.
more durability
Oh, okay.
and lasts a lot longer.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you the other ones that I'm
So I have
talking
a
about.
question on
Yes.
this. When this is breaking down inside the channel,
Mhm.
does it create like
Sediment.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And that's why every month we try to give it a nice clean.
Okay, that's
You
part of
know,
the-
system clean, so it's not getting too nasty, algae
Clogged
buildup.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Okay.
roots will start to grow underneath the bottom of this, and again, you know, it's just sediment, nutrient buildup to start to take shape, and so cleanliness is important.
Mhm, mhm.
All right, let me show you what the
Cool.
other cubes look like.
Sure.
I'll come to you. All right, horticulture cubes. Okay.
Did you see what this coconut?
Yes.
Someone had one of the green spaces
Mhm.
in my community had like this kind of coconut, and she was putting it like in the beds, right? And then it was like all crumbled up
Mhm.
on top, mixing it in with the soil that
Mhm.
was there, right? having to scoop it out, and I was helping her take it out, she was saying that it was kind of like staying, like, I guess, too wet.
Mm-hmm.
It was too much moisture.
No aeration.
And then she doesn't have like a drip irrigation in her
Mm-hmm.
beds. She has like the metal, those metal beds that we selling now.
Yes.
Kind of prefabricated things. And so that was my first experience seeing like anything that has like a coconut. I forget what she called that.
Peat
now.
moss? Peat moss,
Could
probably.
be. But she said it was made out of
Coconut?
And we had to scoop it all out, and it was interesting because she didn't care for it. And then what was growing, there was like lettuce and like Swiss chard, and you can see like discoloration of the growth.
Really?
Of the
Interesting.
So we ended up having to take it out and transplant it and food elsewhere. But
That's wisdom, because I wouldn't have guessed that. But I normally use coconut to seed germinate.
only, okay.
Yeah. Not a whole bed. If I was to think why they would do that is, coconut coir, or however you say it, is a great like water retentive type of growing medium. So it holds water really, really well, which could be a bad thing if you have a whole growing bed of that. It's just soaking up all the water. It's not draining, and
Right.
again, you don't want your plants to get waterlogged. The seeds overly wet. You don't want that.
Yeah.
And so you start to introduce these white perlite,
Okay.
and these help soak up the moisture and bring oxygen into the soil
Okay.
by soaking up that moisture. And so that's why you see these here.
Inside
It's
buckets.
all perlite. There's no
Yeah.
soil in here whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
And so it's a perfect growing medium to have that right ratio of water, of moisture, and air.
Okay.
All right. So the growing medium, this is the horticulture cube, and as you can tell, it's not like the rock wool. It's
Right.
different, and it breaks down very fast, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It almost looks
Yeah.
like styrofoam type.
Exactly. There's no
Yeah.
nutrient in it. Whatever
Yeah.
you have in the nutrient solution, which is the water, is
Is
what
the only-
thing that's providing nutrient to the
Oh,
seed.
okay, I hear what
right?
you're saying.
So not a big fan.
Yeah.
We used them in the combo system. Again, it was just clogging up the system. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So
Learning curve.
yeah, learning curve for sure. This PVC pipe is what's helping the nutrient solution get to these channels. 100%. Excuse me. These cables go in here
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
and go right back into that slot.
Oh, okay. So in here like this.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Stay in. They are easily, like, students are back here and they bump and they just easily come out.
Yeah. So you gotta check them all the time.
Check them, make sure they're functioning right.
Okay.
This pipe, as you can tell, it has this T adapter coupler. So your regular PVC piping into a coupler, which is a T coupler, down to your tubing.
Okay.
Your tubing has a master valve right here.
Okay.
Okay. Goes all the way down to your pump into your 35-gallon reservoir, which is where we're making our solution, our water solution, our nutrient solution in there, 100%. Now, they call it an NFT system because of how much water is flowing to the plants. It's a small amount. It's like, they call it film because it's like a film amount, like just barely dripping down into the channels. It's not like
mist, if you will.
a little more, it's more like just barely cracking the water on your faucet and just letting it run.
Okay.
It's like that constantly. And so they call that the film,
Okay.
nutrient film technique. So that nutrient solution is in a low amount is considered film coming through here.
Okay.
So that's how they're getting that name. We're not using these over here, but this is a more density channel, which we make personally. We could drill these holes in ourselves.
Okay.
And I think what happened is that these are too dense, where it can cause, when you're planting plants too close to each other,
Yeah.
and it can cause some issues.
Yeah.
That's what we
Yeah.
discovered here, versus
So
having enough
stability.
space.
Okay.
Yes. So when you are setting up
This
your
kinda
NFT
makes sense
system,
to me. This
100%.
Okay.
But it's trial and error again, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so, take that with wisdom as you guys are setting up your NFT systems. You want to have some space. All right. Let's count. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. about 6
Okay, so
holes.
all of
Yeah, over there we got like triple or double that. All right, so that's the NFT system. The Dutch bucket system is mad cool because, well, I guess they all cycle the water, allowing us to use the same water over and over.
Okay.
But how this works is, and I didn't talk about it, but the drain here is that system is slanted because it allows the water to fall down to that ending where you see
Okay.
that little cup like
Yes.
this on that
Yes.
side.
I see it.
All that water, all that wastewater comes into this and goes right back into,
So that's
yes, same thing here, but a little different.
okay.
Mm-hmm. If I lift this up, thanks. You can see
Okay.
that is where it drains and goes back into this bigger tubing back here. This one right here.
Okay.
And
This one here.
yep. And then that runs all the way back to over here. And it is our waste that drips back into the reservoir.
So always the overflow.
Always the overflow.
The
Yep.
overflow goes back into the reservoir.
Yes.
Okay.
This is slanted for a reason. Gravity.
Oh,
So
okay,
this
allow
beam,
it to-
yeah, to
Got
get,
it.
so the pump is strong. It'll pump it that way, but we need to use gravity to our advantage to help it cipher all the way back this way. We had zip ties. It's kind of bent naturally now because of the heat in here and then
Yeah.
having it, but we had zip ties kind of forcing it to slant the way it does.
Okay.
Right. And so with the pump, if you don't have the proper amount of water in here and this pump is running with no water in it, you will destroy the pump. I believe this pump is broke. We got to replace it. And it's because people maybe not being here all the time and this water evaporating and nobody here to turn off the pump. A running pump with no water will kill your pump. Will kill your pump, 100%. So,
And how much
yeah.
water is in this one?
Exactly. This is 35 gallons.
35 also?
Yep.
Okay.
They're all 35. We don't fill it all the way to the top unless we're going to be gone for a long time.
Okay.
So like say spring break,
Yeah.
and everybody's leaving, including me, and I'm not going to be coming back here.
Yeah.
Fill it up or turn it off.
Got it.
Yep.
35 gallons.
This tower garden system is my baby, but functions the same way. We can keep a pump down here. This
How is the pump
yeah.
running? Is that electrical, right?
100%.
Okay.
100%. So we do need electricity.
Okay.
That's why I asked about the greenhouse before, like
Yes,
the electrical
yes.
side and
I
Wi-Fi.
forgot to ask about that yesterday. No Wi-Fi.
So what I'm planning to propose here is to get a. I'm a tech guy. A lot of agriculture people don't like the deep tech stuff. I'm all teched out.
Yeah,
so
we need it though.
right,
We gotta
a
document.
healthy balance.
We gotta
Right?
document. We gotta
Yes.
do our work while we're on the field. We can't
Solar
wait till we get back
energy.
home.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
So I want to put a solar. It's not really a solar, but it's it's Wi-Fi, but allows you to have Wi-Fi anywhere.
Okay.
And so I want to.
like a portable
Mhm.
Wi-Fi device
Yes.
kind of thing.
It's probably the size of this, or maybe half of this,
Okay. So
Um,
this big structure, yeah.
and it'll just sit out and just hit the
I
satellite.
was actually thinking of getting a small one, so when I'm
Mhm.
traveling out of the country,
Yes.
I have the device with
It's
me.
important.
When I was in Nigeria, I totally forgot, and I should have had it with me.
It's critical.
I was like straight off the grid when I was in
Right,
Nigeria.
right.
Off the grid.
But that's what I want to have
wild.
here, because me not having Wi-Fi here interferes with our lessons as far as like creating the content and stuff, and then doing
Yeah.
research. And so I'll
agree.
probably just buy it myself and just use it wherever I'm at.
So
But
let me
that's
take
the
note
plan.
of that too, because I totally forgot about that even in the meeting. So it's why we have to bring these things
Yeah,
up too.
please.
So okay.
The pump, yeah. So pumps going to need electrical. Your hydroponic systems need electricity, and Wi-Fi will be a good additional. Some additional. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on words. I'm like, it's early. Yeah.
It definitely is early though.
These are LED lights. Let me turn this on. Yep. They are. Okay, no, it's not on. No? What power? What power is that? So that's going to give plenty of light to our plants here. Some of our colleagues feel like the light is too bright and it's having an effect on their plants. So that's the battle of share space. People have different purposes.
Well, then how long is it on? You gotta keep it on the entire time.
So using the natural light as long as you can during the off seasons. So your winter season, I would try to maximize the amount of light that you're consuming. So you're not getting that full, 14 hours or 12 hours. You want to supplement some of that to those dark times with artificial light. So our LED lights. And so I would add an extra 4 to 2 hours, or even more if I needed to accommodate it for the lack of sun during the winter. During the summertime, it's like plenty of sun. I'm not using this at all. We're going to use natural light.
Right.
Plenty of light here.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's mostly winter. Okay.
And then I actually ran into an issue where there's light degradation. I never knew until I knew. I was like, dang. So what that really looks like is too much light on your plants can start to bleach your plants. So you need that nighttime. You need that nighttime.
I had a timer where I used to live, have a timer and it was just cut off at a certain amount of hours.
I kept mine on thinking this is like, more light for the plants. This is gonna be big plants. Nah, it's like they started to get pale, malnourished. And I was like, what is going on? I thought it was the nutrient was constant light that's not getting in. And so that's called light degradation. And that just reminded me that just as important as that sunlight, you need that dark time as well to help grow. So yeah, it's important.
You were showing here about the pump.
Yeah, so the pump in there is a smaller pump. You don't really need that much power to push the water all the way up. When the water gets pushed up to the top, inside these each layer that has these little holes. I don't know if you can see, but there's little holes inside the bottom. That's where the water drips. It drips through, it drips right into your rockwool cubes, which are put
Oh, so you put in the rockwool cubes in there too?
right,
Right here?
right there. Yep.
Okay.
And you can get 100 of these.
Oh, really? Okay.
So it's pretty cool. The claim is that we could grow 100 plants within 3 feet.
Oh, this is 3 feet wide.
And like or less.
Okay.
So that's like our little story we tell people, because we're going vertical instead of out.
Right.
Using the same amount of water for the month, or excuse me, we are kind of cycling some of the water, adding water if we needed to, but we do a system flush once a month.
Okay. Once a month. Okay.
I don't prefer city water for numbers of reasons, of like pests.
Yeah.
And this was a mistake. You should report this out more on the plan. That is something that advice for everybody. Yes, and still water is never good.
Oh, okay.
Never good. It's become a breeding pool for pests.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes, water, moving water, constantly having some kind of moving water is the way to go. Alright. If things aren't running, try to unplug it. If you see a system not running and it's still plugged in, before unplugging, I would just check with somebody who's doing what another professor has going on. And that's just like my bucket. Sometimes I want to come in and just fix something. Just don't know what this other professor's doing. So, and I don't mess up plenty of times thinking I'm doing some help. And you cut all of our leaves and you threw all of our leaves away. We're saving that for a reaction project. So yeah, all that, just be a little careful. Just communicate. I think is the strongest thing. Let somebody know.
Yeah. Okay.
This right here is a tower guard system. homemade.
I was about to say that too.
Yeah. So I did it, but Dr. Kirby, who works with us here,
Okay.
he did, and you know, people want to go by the thing.
A lot of manpower.
Yeah, and I don't like aesthetically. It doesn't look
It
as
doesn't look appealing at all. Like the vendors, how would be.
for the heat. Heat.
Lower.
Yeah, it'll melt when you check this one. Heat it up and melt it.
Yeah, but you know these kids use that type of equipment. So, yeah,
This is
you can.
nice. Going in that's 3 times, maybe 4th time you did right.
Definitely not a project for the adolescents.
Yeah, right, beginner, they just make advanced stuff.
Okay, well that's cool. You kind of upcycle some things.
It's a good demonstration. I need to demonstrate. Like, hey, you guys, I know some of y'all went on YouTube and tried to get this DIY. But this is what it can look like if you go DIY.
For real,
Not
for
the
real.
prettiest, but it's friendly, but it's possible.
Yeah. And so there's tubing inside too.
Yes. Yeah. You get to cycle the water. So you need something to pump that water all the way to the top.
Okay.
And that's what that tube in the middle is. Over
Okay.
here we have the same thing. It's small.
Oh, I
but it's
see the
nice.
other side. Yeah. Because it's small and it's nice.
Yeah. Sure. This system, again, we use, I don't know what the name, but we use these numbers here.
Okay.
I forgot what type of hydroponics. Basically, these are like the seeds in here. Seeds establish your roots hanging down here. This bottom part is filled with water. You can pump it down here as well. And as the roots grow and get more established, they just settle down inside here. I'm trying to remember exactly what actual method is called. It is hydroponics. Yeah, that is going to allow drainage. So this will kind of flood up. It pumps water, so it will pump water up. If it drains, we use the during and I got pictures. Yeah, not really stuff. What happened? So what happened to students left for a break and that's the heartbreaking thing. Students come here. And you're left as a teacher with like all these projects. Like, damn, y'all just left, didn't even care. It was your project, bro. So, but yeah, again, you see how that works. Drain pumps out, nothing right here, feeds water up, drains back out. The roots start getting long and start to hang out down here, sending the nutrients. And around that time, when I like to cut, the roots so they're not too long. So root management, we'll get into that too. Root management, you'll learn in here, and in all the systems. When the roots get too long, and it's carried away, it's doing too much, it starts to have pathogens and diseases. So one plant is just not doing well, but its roots are big and entangled with other plants. That shit is going to get passed along. So you want to do some root management, and then some of that root sediment start to build up in your water. Start to clog up some of your holes in the
That's
system.
also contaminating that too, right? So now you're like kind of regulating all the disease.
So root management is critical. I'm gonna send you a video when we talk about we did a whole growing cycle from seed to cleanup.
Okay.
And it's a 10-minute video.
Okay.
We did it in here, so I'm gonna show you how to I'm gonna pause here.
Okay.
Probably do some sweeping.
Okay.
And we'll wrap up.
All right.
How you feel about everything?
This is great. Thank you. I feel like I'm learning a lot so far.
Alright, cool. There's a lot more to go.
No, I know. I mean, that's so important to know, like, the different systems and how to operate.
Yeah, like I said, I tried to start with like the safety and identification just so that you know. But once that's dialed in,
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah,
You know, and you not be in this site, you go to the other side,
Okay,
the food
cool.
pantry,
Okay,
those
sure.
things. It's a little different setting. The settings is different. There isn't drain systems and stuff got a little bit finished, so
Okay.
it takes a little bit more
Yeah.
care.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it.
I'm excited for it.
So I'm going to, yeah, there's a, so we can, now that room is a bigger room, and I'll help you. We'll just start with some sweeping all around. I try to be mindful of the details, like underneath, close around. You know what, honestly? Let's do this first. They want to make a bigger mess on the floor. Could we clean the inside?
Oh, okay.
So the students have room, hand room.
You say you paused their video also?
Not involved.
Oh, okay. You want it clean inside,
Raise this, so feel free to move whatever. Just keep on to the board, and then I'll come back.
oh, okay.
Yes. Well, whatever
We
stuff
come
you
in.
do. No.
Oh, okay.
I use it for my phone like that. Yes, it works. But they do have a space over here.
Where,
I'm in that corner where that DIY hydroponics is.